What do people misunderstand about traffic when trying to grow online? And this is a big area that I want to talk about today because it's an area where a lot of people misunderstand. And I think it comes down to sort of expectation. And depending on how you came into this industry and who you've been talking to and who you're working with, whether you're with a certain network marketing team who are teaching you in certain ways, that expectation can change depending on the audience or kind of community that you're a part of. And what do I mean by that community? I mean, I've worked with a lot of network marketers, and there are a lot of different kind of, I don't want to sort of categorize or generalize, but basically some people frown upon cold traffic. Some people do it a lot. Some people have been doing it for a long time, like me. And I think it all comes down to kind of what are you expecting to get out of this traffic? And I think this is a kind of a thing where people can struggle with. So let's talk about cold traffic. Now, this could be traffic that you pay for, or it could be traffic that might be free. But sometimes free traffic means that you have to grind in some sort of way. Paid traffic might be automated. Generally, that's kind of like the way it can be. Advertising, whether you're doing Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or whether you're doing solo ads, or you're just buying clicks or whatever. And ultimately, your expectation is that you want to see results. That's the bottom line. We're here in this industry because we want to make money. It's not greedy. It's not morally wrong or anything like that. It's what we're here to do. And we want to see a rate of return. We want to see that conversion. But I think that when that conversion happens, so obviously expectations need to be managed. So remember, think of it like this. Take a back step, breathe, and understand that basically if somebody purchases traffic and they don't see any return for a period of time, like days, weeks, or even a month or whatever, they're probably going to evaluate that traffic to be junk. They think it's a red flag. So a lot of people do this. They evaluate a traffic source and whether it's good or not, depending on whether they're actually going to get an immediate kind of result. And they feel that result needs to be a sale. And of course, that's the whole goal. And absolutely. But guys, think about it. There's nothing different. What we're trying to do ultimately is we're trying to get a new audience. We're trying to get in front of a new set of people. And we're all doing it, whether we know it or not, whether we use social media, whether we use solo ads, or whether you have to resort to going into people's inboxes and pitch and go, it's like a numbers game and you get rejected and it's hard work. There are ways of doing it, and you need to be prepared to understand that whichever way you choose, it's either a huge amount of hard work. I think it's all hard work initially because there is a learning curve, even with cold traffic. There is an in-between process that you have to understand, that you've got to think about the following up. But you want to be doing that simply because this is all about relationship building. Ultimately, that's what I'm talking about. There's really no difference between what your upline is preaching in your network marketing company, telling you that what Edward's telling you to do with cold traffic, and they're saying that don't do that because you shouldn't be doing that, or don't waste your money in cold traffic or whatever because it doesn't work. And the reason why they're saying it doesn't work because they've tried it. And yes, they tried it. And within a month, they didn't get results. They didn't get signups. So they're saying they're evaluating that traffic to be bad. But guys, I mean, companies when they advertise their businesses, they are expecting to get leads. That's the whole point. We want those leads and we follow up with those leads. We nurture those leads. We're building relationships with those leads. That's what network marketing is. You want to be building those relationships. But people are on social media and I see a decline in social media. I see a decline in activity. I think everyone's experiencing it. It's harder. I remember 5 years ago, or 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, getting 200 likes on my posts was easy. Now it's a lot harder to get some engagement on my posts, but we should still do it, I guess. And absolutely. But we just have to sort of think differently sometimes. We have to mix it in with a lot of other stuff because ultimately we need an audience. We need to get in front of new people. When I was in network marketing back in the mid to late 1990s, that was before the internet. We just had the telephone, and the idea was we would join and the upline would say, write a list of 100 names and put their telephone number. And the only tool that we had available was the telephone. Want to use the telephone. It was tough. What else were you going to do? We have so many different methods. And yes, it can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming. But if you pick a few methods and you stick with it and you're consistent, it's just going to work. But you have to manage expectations. So cold traffic works. And I'm not saying that one traffic is better than another. Some of them better than others. But you don't have to necessarily jump around and think this didn't really work, so I'm going to try this, or this didn't really work, so I'm going to try that, or whatever. you're never going to make any progress in that way. But if you are running ads, or if you are paying for traffic and that traffic source is proven and other people have made it work, then just stick with it. But you need to set yourself up properly. You need to have a tracking system in place. And we've got tools in our system, within our team system, that allow you to track and monitor so that you can see which traffic source is performing the best, and eventually you can get data, which is easy to do because we have everything in front of you. As you look on your dashboard and you think, this traffic source is working, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to leverage this traffic source and do more with this. And eventually, then you also think about, so why is this performing better than this one? And I optimize this page in a different way. Maybe this page seems to be performing better than this page. So you are sort of optimizing things in that way, but the data will tell you how to optimize. But if you're just doing it for a short period of time and you're just quitting, you're not having enough data. And it's the same with Facebook ads, the same with YouTube ads, it's the same with any paid advertising. So you want to stick at it. You want to have a budget. If it's, I don't know, if it's $30 a month, or if you can try and figure out maybe per week, if you can just keep those eyeballs coming into your pages and evaluate how that traffic is working, but just stick with a budget of like a weekly budget or a monthly budget and just keep going regardless. And if you're comfortable with that budget, just don't stop. Don't allow your emotions to think, this is not working, I have to stop, this is expensive. Well, then maybe right from the start, you just allowed your excitement. You allowed the hype of whoever introduced you to that traffic. You allowed your excitement so you ended up paying too much money. So that was wrong. You need to think carefully. Do I have $30 to spend per month? Great. Well, let's just stick with it. Do I have $60? Whatever. Just don't crank things up too high. Just work with what you can work with and keep going. And give yourself a chance to sort of evaluate how this is performing over a decent period of time. I mean, that's what I've always done. And if you're getting leads, that's what it's all about. Be happy with that. Be satisfied the fact that you're getting leads, because signups will come, but those leads need warming up. And if they're not warming up, you've got to ask questions. You've got to think, well, why are these leads not happening? Do I need to follow up more? Maybe I'm not following up enough. And I usually say to people, I said, don't always just follow up with a pitch. If you're just following up with continuous pitches, pitch after pitch, it's not going to happen. It's like the Aesop fables, the wind and the sun. If you're the wind and you're just forcing people and you're thrusting your offer always, every time they hear from you, you get it. I get it all the time. It's not just with cold traffic. I get it with people so-called friends. They're not really, they're just connections, and they irritate me sometimes because the only time I ever hear from them is another pitch. But honestly, guys, it's value. And that's what it is, that you feel like you're that warmth to help them and support them. And so they're more willing to sort of warm up to you. And that's what it's all about. But there are so many other ways you can optimize this. You keep optimizing your mailing list. You've got broadcasting tools, or you don't have to deal with the individuals one by one, but you can see which of your leads are actually clicking certain emails in your mailing list. And your mailing list can be segmented with our mailing list system that we've got plugged into our system. It allows us to tag people based on clicks. So when somebody clicks my email sequence number 2, or on the day 2, my email goes out and I had a few people who clicked, I'm going to make sure that those people get tagged, and you can automate this. So when someone clicks a link in a certain email, like in day 2 or day 3, that lead will automatically be filtered into a tag, and then you can broadcast to those people who are on that specific tag. For example, if you want to label the tag as hot leads, and when they click a certain link within that email, say email number 3 goes on day 3 or whatever, it means that they are interested. Those are leads that need to be grouped so that you tag them hot leads. Then you can do broadcasts to those kind of leads. So you start to naturally see a progression of hot leads emerging. And those are the people you want to be working with. And they happen more often than you think. And it's worth just persisting with this. And if you have an engine, like a funnel system that's working, it's got your micro conversions inside, everyone has different offers. You have your main offer, your primary business, which is, a network marketing company or whatever, weight loss. That shouldn't be front and center necessarily. I know it's tempting to want to do that, but sometimes you might want a low ticket offer, a micro conversion, like a $7 deal, or where you can make some commissions on that. right there is an opportunity for you to be able to make some money to cover your advertising costs right there. Because if you're selling you're trying to encourage them to sign up with a high ticket network marketing deal, cold leads are going to struggle to want to take action on that. But get them warmed up first. You can still convert them into something of a low ticket in your funnel process. But finally, when they get to this final part of the funnel, and the funnel can be long, or it can be short, or it can be just very simple and with a lead capture page, a bridge page, and then you don't necessarily have to have your main primary business even within that funnel. But when you get those warm leads coming in, you've got a mailing list growing, then you can do broadcasts, then you can start talking to those people who have been tagged and they've warmed up. These are the hot leads. These are the people I can talk to about. My primary business wasn't necessarily in the funnel, but guys, you can talk to them without necessarily putting that thing into the funnel. That's where you start to bring people into your other hubs, like your private Facebook group, or set up a private Facebook group. Start working with people so that's what I'm saying is don't always email out people pitch after pitch. Tell them, I've got a new Facebook group. Get in the group. This is a real deep dive training. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be great, and it's going to help you win whatever business you're involved in. Guys, we're dealing with mostly income opportunity seekers, and they already have a business opportunity. Don't force them to switch from one business to another. Let them do their business, because nowadays we all have multiple streams of income. Be happy with that. Serve them with systems that they can use with those other businesses. Don't force them to come over to you and join another network marketing company necessarily. They will gladly come over eventually once they get to know you better. But that's the process. That's the general process. Anyway, I hope this video was useful, but basically we've got a system in place that you can use. It's free to join, but it's got income streams in there that can get you into commission by tonight, tomorrow, but ultimately it's got all the tools necessary to help you. And you can customize it with your businesses, your offers in that system. And those people who come through your funnel are only ever going to see your links to your offers. That's what I want to talk to you about today. But basically, we've got the tools to be able to record those leads, to find out which leads are hot. And you can follow up with your leads using our system, what we've got, and we can plug it into our mailing list system that we recommend to you, a third-party autoresponder system that you can even join for free, get set up. And even the upgrade of that system is incredibly cheap compared to those other autoresponder systems that are out there. So these systems designed to allow you to get fully set up and running a proper optimized funnel that can just work for you 24/7, pretty much on autopilot if you set it up right. And we're here to help you to do that. So I look forward to, guys, take massive action. Look forward to working with you. See you on the inside. Bye for now.